was just getting ready to do my morning dowsing, and Spirit wanted to come through and give a channeling. So as I was channeling, I thought, man, this would be really good to actually video, because it's really good information. It's information that I was being given. Actually made me kind of tear up, because I was just like, wow, I felt the love so much that I was like, just, you know how you get when you just get so much, you're just like, I want to cry. It's not a girl thing, it's an everybody thing. It's just called a feeling. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool to just go ahead and just grab the camera and do a video of what I'm channeling for myself, because Spirit's helping me through my time, my healing and everything that I'm going through right now. But there's other people out there that would need to hear it too, because it would be healing for everybody, and I like to share. So I'll see if I can channel up what I was channeling earlier. We're all so scared to love, because we think love comes with a contract for life. It does. It doesn't mean that you have to be with them in that contract for life while you love them. It just means that you hold space for that person. Doesn't mean you have to be there for them. It just means that you hold space for them within your energy field, which everybody does. When you meet somebody, they infuse into your auric field energetically. They also connect a etherical cord to you to be able to communicate telepathically. As soon as you come in contact with another being, whether it be a human being or an extraterrestrial being or any kind of being, a being of light, angels, anything, you connect an etherical cord to them. That way you can communicate telepathically. You can get rid of these cords by clearing the cords and getting rid of the energy. But truly, my kitty's playing. Truly, they stay with you forever because you never forget them. You may forget them for a while or years or a lifetime, but then at one point, you always remember them. Why is that? Because we're learning lessons here all the time, here, there, everywhere, throughout other planets, throughout other universes, throughout other dimensions, throughout other times, planets, whatever you want to call it. We are an infinite being of light, which is God's source energy. We all come from one, but there are different levels to where we come from. So in other words, the ETs might make us, but then there's another one that makes the ETs, then another one that makes that one, and it's an infinite layer of back to God. God's source energy, the pure, the one, the only one that makes up everything. But sometimes that little spark that comes out of God creates more things, creates more things, creates more things, until here we are. Everything is a mirror reflection of everything. It's the way this universe works. This universal energy that we're in our universe, is specifically set up for a certain type of experience. The sun in our solar system creates certain energies throughout our solar system that create that experience. And that expands out into the universe. And then as these solar systems are moving throughout the universe, they are picking up different energies from the universe. So the universe has a certain energy, and the solar system has a certain energy. The solar system is what keeps our system alive, or whoever's system is in that solar system. There's every star, or stars, just depending on how many suns you have in one solar system, is going to put out the energies for that solar system. And then all these solar systems are floating side by side all the time, moving around in this infinite universe that we have. And this universe is encapsulated by a galaxy, which is, it's never ending. I think I got that backwards. Galaxy. I'm trying to think too much. I should just get out of the way and let it go. The infinite universe is always expelling an energy. It's like a heartbeat. Always ever expanding. So if you can think of it always ever expanding, we're just a blink of an eye to everything. Time is actually linear, which means you can plug into any time frame you want. That's why people travel back in time, go into the future, but you can only go into the future on the timeline that you're in. At any time, you can jump up a timeline or down a timeline or whatever you want to create, but then you have a brand new future. Each timeline has a designated future. So depending on what timeline you're on, which means if you don't change anything and you keep going at the rate you're going, this is going to be your predicted outcome. But at any given point, you can change your mind about anything, because this is a free will planet where anything is possible. You can change your mind at any given time and change your whole trajectory outcome. It doesn't matter. It's just one perspective shift that changes and puts you into another dimension where there's infinite dimensions right here. And depending on what frequency you're at, you can be at this frequency that you're at right now, and you're like, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to do something different. You've just changed your frequency. You've dialed that radio dial in to a different channel. You're playing a different music. Therefore, you're going to get different type of energies in that. So what you've done is went from this dimension to the next dimension. And then you're going to get all new experiences in this dimension. Now, when you do that, there's a little space between the dimension that you are already in and the dimension that you're in now. It's kind of like a gray area. You're moving up, but you've still got some of the same thought patterns. You know, same stuff, same dirty energy from the older dimension, because you've just upped a dimension. So what you have to do is you have to not carry on those thought patterns. But if you do, you start bringing that thought patterns into the new dimension. And then you start pulling yourself down into the old dimension, and you go back down into the old ways. So that's why it's very important to have your beliefs strong. That when you've made up your mind, you've made up your mind. And this is the way it's going to be, because your belief brings everything to you fast. Every time you doubt that belief, it stops that and brings it back. So you have to make your mind up. Know that you've made the correct choice, and then allow everything that the universe is going to provide for you on that new dimension to come to you. You got to remember, you're not in that old dimension anymore, so you don't have those old train of thoughts. You don't have those old things happening to you. We've got a whole new dimension. This is the dimension where good things happen to you every day. Miracles happen. You know, even the smallest miracles happen every day. On that dimension that we were in, it was like, why does this stuff always happen to me? And it's like, why is this stuff always blah, 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 blah? No, we've dialed in a new frequency. Hope I didn't lose anybody on that one. And it's an easy or as difficult as you make it. Depending on how strong and stubborn you are, and steadfast in your old ways, you cannot bring the old ways into the new ways. When you feel the old ways starting to creep up into your emotional energy, that's when you stop and say, I need a time out. I need to go sit in the corner for a minute. Because this is the new dimension, not the old dimension. Leave that old dimension bullshit in the toilet. Quit pulling the old turds out of the toilet and playing with them, okay? Leave that old dimension shit in the toilet. Yeah, you've excreted it for a reason. Flush it and let it go. Nicole's trying not to laugh. The picture I was getting in my head was just freaking funny. This little kid playing with this little turd in the toilet, you know? Spirit's so funny. Alright, I'll get out of the way again and let Spirit have fun. That was so funny, I had to stop and laugh. So leave the old dimension shit in the toilet and flush it. Because when you do that, you dirty up your new energy. You've just taken a shower. Why would you want to play in the toilet? That's what Spirit sees. Spirit's like, yay! They've cleansed, they've showered, shit and shaved, whatever you want to call it. They've left the old dimension, woohoo! And then what do they see? They see you over there playing in the toilet. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's what Spirit says. What are you doing? You're dirtying up all your new clean energy with dirty shit. Flush it and let it go. Old beliefs, old thought patterns, old ways of doing things, old everything has to go down the toilet and flush it. Because you can't bring those things into the new world, which means a new dimension, which means a new timeline, which means you've upgraded. Nobody has to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. You have to take those thoughts and beliefs that are sabotaging you, self-sabotaging you unconsciously, and stop and take a breath and say, okay, I'm done playing in the toilet. This shit gotta go. I love working with Spirit. I have the best job ever. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have the best job ever. Am I blushing? I think I'm blushing. What have I had? Oh my god, 12 minutes. 10 minutes of talking about shit. I love doing my job. My job is like the best job. I absolutely love it. I love doing animal communication. I love getting in the energy of the animals. Oh my gosh. The energy of the animals are amazing. Some of them have the best personalities, and it's like all of a sudden I'm just that personality. And it's like I'll be like, and it's like, I don't like my name, and I'm like, whoa. Scoob doesn't like his name. He wants it changed to something that's not Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. He hated that name. He's like, every time somebody says that, I feel like I'm a dummy. So now I feel like a dummy, and so I'm not going to compete as good as I should because I just don't feel good. I want a cool name. I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh. And then talking with Spirit all the time, you know, that's what I do every day, 7 days a week. I meditate and channel and just have School of Spirit. You know, Spirit has taught me how to write correctly. You know, taking all the abbreviations out of my words, because every time you put an abbreviation in a word, you shorten a word, you take the power away from that word. Therefore, you take that power away from you. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Which is more powerful? I cannot do it. I can't do it. Think about it. It's mind effery everywhere you go. What you speak and what you think is everything. Take all the abbreviations out of your words, out of your texts, out of your messages, out of everything, and watch you stand in your power. And watch that power come back to you, because when you put power in words, that comes back to you. Whatever you put energy into comes back to you. So every little thing. I don't even recycle, and I still got lots of power. If I recycle, I have a lot more power. I need to learn how to recycle. But what I'm saying is, the big things that everybody does to gain power and gain higher consciousness and all this enlightenment, Buddha stuff, and when it's in the smallest, littlest things that you do every day that you don't even think of, that is what I wanted to know. What am I doing subconsciously every day that is mind effing my day and my mind? My energy is just like, and I'm not talking about like energy to go do things, but my energy, because we're energy beings. My energy, what I'm exuding out is what I'm attracting to me. It's like, why am I bringing all this stuff to me that I really don't want to experience when I'm like a really good person and I am like, I would do anything for anybody, literally, until I had nothing. That's just who I am. Then I had to take a good look at what I was doing and how I was writing and how I was, even the fact, a message that you send to somebody via text, via email, has energy put into it. What energy you put into it subconsciously is what you're going to get back. And that's what pays your rent, pays your bills, pays everything. You don't give much energy to anything, you're not going to get much in return. Think about that one. Nicole's like, damn, that's a good idea. Let me write that stuff down. I'm sorry, I had to laugh again because I'm just like, I'm in the background being the observer, watching, letting spirit talk through me and be, you know, and so I'm just in the background like, okay, I need to remember that one because that's a good one. I got to remember that one. I already forgot it. I love being the observer, but it's just like, unless I record it and go back and watch it, I kind of forget. All right, I'll let spirit talk to me again. It's just, I'm having so much fun. I forgot what I was talking about now. I was so excited. It's the little things that you do every day that you don't even think about. Abbreviating your words, talking in proper punctuation rather than dialect that is 3 or 4 words jumbled together, and just the fact that if you can talk in good punctuation, where to place your words, what words to place in there, not use any abbreviations whatsoever. When you get done with a sentence, it is powerful. And that energy that you put into that you send to somebody is powerful. They may not know it, you may not know it on a conscious level, but on a subconscious level, you are sending that beautiful energy out. Therefore, you get that beautiful energy back to you. We talked about it in the previous video that I did, that everywhere you go, you leave a sludge trail of energy that is infused with whatever emotion that you are feeling. So imagine you, everywhere you go today, tomorrow, whenever you're alive, you have this little sludge trail behind you. Whatever energy you're feeling, whatever emotion you're feeling is being imprinted into that energy. That way when you time travel, you can go back in time and go into that energy and feel exactly what that person was feeling at exactly that moment, because there's a sludge trail of energy that you leave etherically. You can't see it, but it's right there. I know when I've done past life regression on myself, all I have to do is hit a certain, you could say frequency, but with me, I go into like, I let my body just do whatever, and it would go into a certain, certain something. I would match exactly what I was matching at a previous time, my body position, everything, and as soon as it would lock in, I could go from there on and I could feel that whole experience. It's really cool. But you leave this energy everywhere you go. And it's not just, yes, it's floating around, but there's an energy imprint in the earth. Everywhere you walk, there's an energy imprint. Everywhere you go on the earth, there's an energy imprint. So it's vitally important to always make sure that you're mindful in the moment and appreciating that moment. Even if it's an uncomfortable experience, it's a lesson teaching you something so you don't have to experience it again. Be thankful for that. I've learned my lesson. I don't have to experience that again. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Jesus went through it just to show us that we can do it too. If you're mindful in the moment and you appreciate everything in the moment, then that energy trail that you leave is good. Plus, the energy that you're exuding out into the universe is good. So that universal energy that comes back to you is good. But if you're not mindful in the day and you're like, oh, this and this and this could happen and that happened before and blah, 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 while you're doing everything during your day, like we always do, we're not mindful. We can drive how long back to work or back home and not remember the whole trip because we're not mindful in the moment, or our minds are somewhere else. And when you do that, for one, you're unconsciously manifesting from your subconscious, which, unless you've done a lot of healing work and you don't have any fears or ego left in you, then you're manifesting the stuff that you don't want. Plus, when you're not mindful, you're thinking about all these things, the other things that you don't like, so you don't feel good about it, right? So you're kind of a little anxiety ridden, or you don't feel good, right? So that energy is exuding out into the universe to send you things that you don't want to really feel good about. Plus, the stuff that you're thinking about tapped in with the energy that you're feeling is manifesting your next week. I hope that's understandable. I think people now are awake enough through these energies that we're getting now. We've had quite a few eclipses and portals and all kinds of things in the last 2 years. The last 2 years from 2020, the beginning of 2020 to the beginning of 2022 were very vital and critical for humanity and for the universe, the solar system, everything. Because we as a humanity and the earth, when each one of us steps into love, it's 22:22. I never look at the counter. It's like, what time is it? 22:22. Another synchronicity. We're right on time. Every time that each one of us steps into love, unconditional love, loving everybody, loving a stranger. I love you. Those are the hardest words to ever say to anybody, isn't it? I love you. But yet I've got a couple girlfriends that are just like, every time I see them, or every time I talk to them, they're like, I love you. And I'm like, I'm working on it. I love you too. It's really uncomfortable for me, but I love you too. You know, why are we so uncomfortable of loving? Until we get out of that uncomfortability of love, you think just because you love somebody, you carry this forbidden, or not forbidden, but kind of a forbidden contract with them, that you have to love them until death do you part. Well, yes and no. Sometimes you meet people for just that moment that change your life. Other people are in your energy for a week or two. Some for 6 months, 10 years, some for a lifetime. Very few for a lifetime. Because we're here to learn a lot of experiences, and each person that we encounter teaches us something more about our life. And when we learn something more about our life, then we evolve and send out an energy that is more enlightened and more in love and more in the light energy rather than the dark energy. And that's what we exude. So then the people that we're around get that energy, so they start lifting them up too. So really, the art of healing doesn't have to be done in the physical. It can be done in the etherical, whether it be distant healing, like I do distant healing all the time, or just exuding a high vibration of love. That alone will heal your whole neighborhood. Just turning the music up and dancing in the kitchen while you're making your food, or just being happy in the moment, exudes you out an energy that will heal more than you can imagine. And not only heal the people around you and the people that you're connected to energetically, but also the universe, the solar system, ETs, everything, because we're all connected. Because what energy I exude, the next being will exude or take in. and then that energy affects that being, and then that being exudes an energy out, and it's just like an ever-ending. We all help one another through these lessons that we're learning. I hope that makes sense. Make it a practice. For the first week, say I love you to somebody platonically. Once a day. I love you. Platonically. Not sexually, platonically. Because truly, we do love each other. Because truly, we're all essence of the same being, so we're all, which you've heard, brothers and sisters, which we all are, on the soul level, we're all the same. So by saying you love your neighbor, or you love the bum down the street, or you love your family member, or you love the president, it doesn't matter. Even if you hate the president, you still have to love the president. You don't have to love the president for what he's doing, for he not knows any better. He's on his path, and that's what he's programmed to do for his path. We don't have to acknowledge and appreciate what these people are doing, but we have to love them on a soul level, because on a soul level, we're all soul family. So when you can distinguish how to love somebody, but also hold space for them, which means you don't have to get involved in their energy, you don't have to like what they're doing, but to love them, which means send love to them, but you don't have to take anything from them, if that makes sense. The more hate that we feel for people, the more hate we exude, and the more damage it does to our earth, the more damage it does to the solar system, the more damage it does to other planets, other beings, other people. The more we hate, the more COVID we get, the more sicker we get, the more we want to die, the more people are dying. You've got to change it to love. The more you love one another, the more you appreciate these people for showing you things that you don't want to do because it's uncomfortable, so you don't have to go that direction. Thank them for that lesson that you didn't even have to learn. Thank them for that. Because of you, I learned what I don't really want to experience. So I choose to go another direction, but I love you anyway. Thank you for that. That's the hardest thing to ever do, isn't it? I'm still learning it. It's something that we have to work on every day. Because every day we get hit with different situations and different things and whatnot. Unless you live in a monastery where there's nothing going on, which is kind of what I do in my house. I just live in my own little monastery in my house and listen to frequencies and chants and meditate and burn sage and incense and talk to spirit, and that's what I do every day. But I have to, because I'm healing. I'm healing from cancer. To do that, I can't get my energy mixed up a lot with other people's energies, because every time everybody else has frantic energy, it pulls my energy down. And when you're trying to heal from something as detrimental as stage 4 cancer, you need all the people giving you love, giving you the thoughts of, you got this, I've seen you healing, I've seen you healed. Not, oh, you know, what if she dies in a year, blah, 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 and oh my God. No. You have to send thoughts of love, thoughts of healing, thoughts of, I can see you in a year with no cancer. I can see you in 6 months with no cancer. I can see you in 4 months with no cancer. I can see you with no cancer. That's what I have to hang my energy around. And I have some powerful healers right now that are on my side, that are working on me 24/7. Plus I've got all my guides and my ETs and my angels and everybody else working with me right now. I've got a slew of army around me right now, working energetically to cure my cancer. So I have to do my job of staying at peace and staying at no stress and staying at, I know, right? These days, no stress. I know it's hard, you know, because I I don't work a physical job. The only income I get is if I get some animal communication or if I get a healing or something like that, you know. That's the only income that I get. I've sold everything I can to get where I'm at. So trying to go through a day with no stress for me, you know, has been hard and difficult. But I'm learning now that, and I've known this, the law of attraction, but it's hard when you're right in the muck of it, you know? Trust me, I know. When you're right in the muck of it, it's hard to step back and say, I see miracles every day. Life's so wonderful to me. I'm healed. You know how hard that is when you just get kicked down every day? It's like, nah. Trust me, I know. But when you get on the other side of that, it's just like, oh my God, there's the one miracle. Okay, there's the two miracles. I'm like, okay, I can start seeing the sunshine. I'm like, yay, sunshine. Woo, it feels good today. Then it's easier to keep that locomotive going and that, you know, choo-choo-choo. Right there, you know, right at the top of that hill. That first beginning part was just like, oh my God, am I ever gonna get there? It's so steep. I just keep going backwards. I keep going backwards. And now I'm just like, right at that little, like, I'm like right, I'm right there. I'm like, oh my God, it's like I can see the sunshine. I can see the sunshine. I can see the sunshine. Woo! I'm getting ready to take that ride of my life right now. That's what I have to think. And that's what you have to think too. And I finally got it to where it's just like, okay, I'm starting to see the little miracles. I'm starting to see the abundance starting to flow in my life, and I'm starting to exude the abundance. And I'm like, okay, now I'm getting the paycheck, the payback, and I'm like, yes, this feels good. This feels good. So keep that momentum when you get it, because when you keep that momentum, then it's a snowball effect of just happy health and abundance and everything that you've wanted. But you got to keep that mindset. That's probably good for now. Life is like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get. That is a true one. I just seen this box of chocolates. I was looking, I don't have any, but etherically, I was just like, my third eye was like, there's a box of chocolates sitting right here. And it was like, which one do I want? I want the chocolate covered cherry one, but I don't want that one. So which one? I want that one. I might have to eat 8 or 9 to get there, but I'm going to enjoy the ride. God bless everybody. This is Nicole Renee from Enlightened Energy, and I wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And I truly hope that you understand what the true meaning of Christmas is. It's not about the presents, and it's not about the gifts. It's about how you feel. How do you feel when you're around your friends and your family? Stressed or absolutely in love? Change that, and you'll change the world. Love you guys.